Hi, and welcome back to Burgundy's Unstoppable Journey. I'm here with Violet today. We were thinking that I would discuss one of my other challenges, fibromyalgia. I know that so many people are struggling with fibromyalgia. I know probably a handful of people with fibromyalgia, unfortunately. So Violet's going to ask me a little bit to help me keep all of my thoughts straight.
Okay, well, thank you for having me here again, hon. To get started, some people might not know what fibromyalgia is. So can you give us a brief overview?
Fibromyalgia is a chronic condition that is the worst or the most memorable thing about it is its widespread pain. People complain of widespread pain, basically feeling like their whole body is bruised is the best explanation. And that would definitely be my interpretation too, having it personally. I really, really struggle with feeling like somebody has run me over on a daily basis. And sometimes it's worse than that. Sometimes the vehicle that was used to run me over changes. Sometimes it's only a half-ton truck. Sometimes it's like a dump truck. But yeah.
Yeah, do they know what causes fibromyalgia?
No, they don't. They actually have no idea what causes it. Again, another one of those things. They are thinking that it's something with something in the brain. Basically, people that struggle with fibromyalgia is their brain is too often setting off signals for pain, even when there's shouldn't be pain there.
Yeah, and you can even have pain from a very gentle touch sometimes.
Yeah. I've had to explain it to a lot of people. Please don't touch me, and it's not because I don't want to be touched; it's because it hurts. Like a simple, I have one friend that constantly like taps me on the shoulder, or right in the bicep area, and I want to punch her in the head every time she does it because it hurts so much. It feels like somebody is stabbing me. And I've heard that other people struggle with that too. Like they'll have similar symptoms. The greatest picture that I've seen recently, which we'll share, right, is of basically the back of a woman being bruised. And it looks like the bruises are going underneath her shoulder blades, and then the whole spinal cord is like bruised. And yeah, that's definitely how it feels, is certain areas hurt more than other areas, but I always feel like I've just been run over. But yeah.
Do you have any specific areas that are better or worse than others? Aside from that trigger area on your arm?
That trigger area is definitely the soft spot. Usually I don't find any other part of my arms painful, but yeah, that one spot, it feels like somebody's like stabbing something right there.
Now, in addition to pain, fibromyalgia causes other symptoms as well. Can you tell us about some of that?
Sorry about the clicking. That would be my family member, my dog, joining the party.
I'll put a picture of her on the video as well.
Yeah, Aurora, she's always in the background. I'll explain about rescuing dogs another time. But yeah, I used to do that all the time. So the other symptoms that are common with fibromyalgia that are seen with everybody apparently is depression is a big part. And I always wonder, is it depression because of being in pain, or is it depression because of something physically happening in the brain that's causing the depression? So I always wonder about that, and they haven't figured that out yet. But everybody does have more case of depression. And then a lot of people struggle with cognitive issues when you're in a lot of pain. They call it the fibro fog. Basically, feel like you're wandering around in a fog all the time, and it's because your brain's basically trying to decide what should it put its effort on, the pain or what you're doing. Yeah, is fibro fog is definitely a really well known amongst everybody struggling with fibro that I've met anyway.
Well, at least a good night's sleep helps make everything better, right?
No, no, not even a little bit. That's one of the other key things about fibro is everybody with fibromyalgia, or everybody I've heard, suffers from chronic fatigue syndrome. So basically, it doesn't matter how much sleep you get, there is no such thing as restorative sleep. I can sleep for 3 days straight, as you know, and I'll wake up and feel like I haven't slept in weeks. It's the craziest thing. I can't believe I can sleep for three. I mean, I get up to go to the bathroom, obviously, but other than that, I sleep for 3 days straight, no problem.
So how do you get any kind of restorative feeling when you're not sleeping?
Well, as I mentioned, being around my animals is a big, brings me a lot of energy, or spoons, which we'll have another video on spoons. You'll hear a lot of people that are dealing with chronic conditions and disability. We often refer to having spoons. I'll explain that in another video. I gained spoons by creating, making jewelry, being around my kids, and being around my animals, my pets.
Yeah, and you also meditate, don't you?
I do meditate a lot. Yeah, I meditate probably a couple times a day. Sometimes it's just a really quick 10 minutes. Sometimes it could be for, I've actually been able to meditate. It took me a long time to learn, but I actually can meditate for a whole hour straight. And I do find that I regain energy or regain spoons from that meditation. I also try to be as mindful and live uh, being mindful, taking time to smell the roses, as they say. I think that's a really important, definite bonus to people struggling with any chronic illness, any challenges. Being mindful is a huge filling that wheelbarrow back up.
Now, one of the treatments that can be used involves physical activity. How do you get enough physical activity when you have mobility difficulties?
It's a little bit of a challenge. I have always really enjoyed doing, like, watching a video and doing Pilates from watching a video, but then I get down somewhere and I can't get back up. So I like to do Pilates when I have somebody around. And then I also really enjoy swimming. I really enjoy aquafit or aquaboxing or whatever. Just swimming, being in the water really relieves a lot of that pain, as well as it is a chance to work out without everything hurting. So yeah, that's what I do. Everybody has there's a lot of ways that you can get different people helping out. Like, I actually meet with an occupational therapist, an occupational rec therapist that actually will say, you should sign up for this, or you should look into doing this, you should look into doing this. Last year, or the year before, I actually found out that I could, as you'll hear in some of my other videos, I'm a big hockey fan. And I actually got to learn sledge hockey 2 years ago, which is so interesting. Actually, sitting in a little
Sledge?
sledge, little, yeah, and and basically it's a lot of work, more work than I ever have I ever thought a person could do, because you're using every single muscle. But I really enjoy doing that. And I find that it is really important for people to find a reason, a purpose. As Viktor Frankl, that was his big thing, was that's a really really big thing for me is finding purpose.
Finding purpose in your pain. I think
But
there's a song lyric there.
I know there is. If I could write songs, then I would be using it.
Yeah, and as we've discussed in your previous videos, you have multiple sclerosis, and some of the symptoms are very similar. I know doctors don't know a whole lot, medical research doesn't know a whole lot about interrelation stuff. Do you find that you can tell when pain from MS is flaring versus pain from fibro, or is it just that truck that keeps running you over?
It's just that truck that keeps running me over. But generally, I like how they figured out, because I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia in 2004 after I'd just been diagnosed with MS in 2000. And how he diagnosed it is he actually touched certain areas. Apparently, there's 19 areas they can touch that the neurologist will be like, yeah, that would be fibro. And yeah, just certain areas hurt more than other areas. But yeah, I feel like I've just been run over every day, whether it's fibro or MS. I just figured I didn't have enough challenges with the MS. They thought they'd throw fibro in there.
Well, you keep yourself sane by challenging yourself, certainly. Tell us about and some project that you have underway right now, one of your creative projects that you're passionate about.
Right now, because our Oilers are doing so well, and I absolutely want to cheer them on, especially my two favorite players. I like to make jewelry. The orange and blue has always been my colors, and I make a lot of jewelry in the orange and blue. And then right now I'm doing a lot with the stick and putting the number of whichever player it is that I'm, gushing over.
Well, we are going to find out tonight. Well, we are going to watch tonight as we slam the Kings for the last time. But that's all of the questions that I had about fibromyalgia. I think we've covered a lot today. I want to thank you again for having me here again. I love doing this.
I love that you really enjoy helping me do this. I just really want to be able to reach out and help more people. And I really hope that my message reaches, more people.
Okay.
And I'm so interested in learning, sorry to interrupt, I'm so interested in learning whatever somebody is challenged by. I absolutely, all of my jewelry is based on different illnesses, different chronic illnesses. I really think that we should be proud to show, this is what I'm battling. This is my war.
Absolutely. And so in the comments today, anyone who does battle chronic conditions that involve pain, whether it be fibromyalgia or other conditions, please share your experience and get a discussion going, get a dialogue so we can all help each other. And thank you again, Burgundy. Until next time, any final words?
No, just keep on fighting, people. That's all I can say is keep on fighting.